Roswell incident, the UFO crash that shocked the world. In the sweltering summer of 1947, a remote stretch of the New Mexico desert became the center of a mystery that would captivate the world for decades. A mystery wrapped in government denials, conflicting testimonies, and the enduring question of whether we are alone in the universe. The Roswell incident, as it would come to be known, began with a simple rancher's discovery of unusual debris scattered across his land. But it quickly escalated into a global sensation, sparking conspiracy theories that persist to this day. What really happened in the skies above Roswell in early July 1947? Was it a weather balloon, as the U.S. military claimed, or the wreckage of an extraterrestrial spacecraft carrying beings from another world? The answers to these questions have eluded researchers, investigators, and enthusiasts for over 75 years, turning the Roswell incident into one of the most famous and controversial events in the history of UFO lore. To truly understand the impact of this event, we must delve into the details of the crash, the military's shifting explanations, the eyewitness accounts that contradict official narratives, and the cultural legacy that has made Roswell synonymous with alien contact. This is the story of the Roswell incident, the UFO crash that shocked the world, divided a nation, and ignited a lifelong quest for the truth about our place in the cosmos. Roswell, New Mexico, in 1947, was a small, quiet town nestled in the Chihuahuan Desert, surrounded by vast stretches of arid land, and dotted with ranches and military installations. The town's claim to fame at the time was the nearby Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF, a key military base during World War II and the early years of the Cold War. RAAF was home to the 509th Bombardment Group, the only unit in the U.S. military equipped with atomic bombs, making it one of the most sensitive and secure facilities in the country. The presence of the 509th made Roswell a hub of military activity, with planes frequently flying over the surrounding desert for training missions and tests. For the residents of Roswell, the military was a constant presence. Some worked on the base, others sold goods and services to soldiers, and many grew accustomed to the sound of aircraft roaring overhead. It was in this context that a routine summer day turned into something extraordinary, forever changing the town's identity and placing it at the center of one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. The story begins on the morning of July 2, 1947, when William Mack Brazel, a ranch hand working for the Foster Ranch, set out to check on his sheep after a night of intense thunderstorms. The Foster Ranch was located approximately 30 miles northwest of Roswell, a remote area with little human activity, where the desert stretched as far as the eye could see. As Brazel rode his horse across the ranch, he noticed something unusual scattered across the ground, debris that was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The debris field covered an area roughly 200 yards long and 100 yards wide, with pieces of material that were thin, lightweight, and seemingly indestructible. Brazel later described the debris as metallic-looking, and not like any metal I've ever seen, with some pieces featuring strange symbols or markings that he could not identify. There were also pieces of what appeared to be rubber or plastic, but they were unlike any rubber or plastic available at the time, flexible yet resistant to tearing, and unable to be burned or cut with a knife. Brazel gathered a few small pieces of the debris and took them back to his ranch, where he showed them to his wife and daughter. None of them could explain what the material was, and Brazel decided to keep the debris in a shed, planning to ask a local friend for advice. For the next few days, Brazel continued his work on the ranch, occasionally thinking about the strange debris, but not giving it much more thought. It was not until July 6, 1947, that he decided to report his discovery to the authorities. He drove into Roswell and visited the office of Sheriff George Wilcox, bringing with him the pieces of debris he had collected. Wilcox examined the material and, like Brazel, was puzzled by its unusual properties. He had never seen anything like it either, and he suspected that it might be something related to the military. Wilcox contacted Roswell Army Airfield and spoke with Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer for the 509th Bombardment Group. Marcel was intrigued by the description of the debris and agreed to meet with Brazel and Wilcox to see the material for himself. Later that day, Brazel, Wilcox, and Marcel met at the sheriff's office, where Marcel examined the debris closely. He was immediately struck by its strange characteristics, its light weight, its resistance to damage, and the unusual symbols etched into some pieces. Marcel realized that this was not ordinary debris, and he decided to accompany Brazel back to the Foster Ranch to see the full debris field for himself. On the morning of July 7, 1947, Major Marcel and a small team of military personnel traveled to the Foster Ranch with Brazel. When they arrived at the debris field, they were astonished by what they saw. The field was larger than Brazel had described, with pieces of debris scattered across the desert floor, some as small as a penny, and others as large as a car door. The material was unlike anything the military personnel had ever encountered, thin metallic sheets that could be crumpled into a ball and then spring back to their original shape without any creases or damage. There were also pieces of what appeared to be wiring, but the wires were made of a material that was not copper or any other known metal, and they were wrapped in a strange, fiber-like substance. Marcel later recalled that the debris wasn't made of anything we had at the time, and he suspected that it might be part of a secret military project, or something even more extraordinary. The team spent several hours collecting debris, filling several large sacks with pieces of the material, and taking photographs of the debris field. Marcel was convinced that the debris was not from any conventional aircraft or weather balloon, and he radioed back to to Roswell Army Air Field to report his findings, describing the material as unidentified. Back at Roswell Army Airfield, Marcel's report sparked a flurry of activity. The base commander, Colonel William Blanchard, reviewed the debris and the photographs and decided that the discovery was significant enough to issue a press release. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Daily Record published a front-page headline that would send shockwaves around the world. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. The press release, issued by the base public information officer, Lieutenant Walter Haut, stated that the many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bombardment Group at Roswell Army Airfield announced that a flying disc had been recovered. The release went on to say that the debris had been turned over to higher headquarters for further examination. Within hours, the story was picked up by wire services and published in newspapers across the United States and around the world. Radio stations broadcast the news, and people everywhere were talking about the flying saucer recovered in Roswell. For a brief moment, it seemed as though the U.S. military had confirmed the existence of extraterrestrial life, a revelation that would change the course of human history. But the excitement was short-lived. Just 24 hours after the initial press release, the U.S. military issued a retraction. On July 9, 1947, General Roger Ramey, the commander of the 8th Air Force, held a press conference in Fort Worth, Texas, where he displayed pieces of debris that he claimed were from a weather balloon. Ramey explained that the initial report had been a mistake, and that the debris was part of a high-altitude weather balloon used in a secret military project called Project Mogul. Project Mogul was designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests using microphones attached to weather balloons, and Ramey argued that the unusual debris described by Marcel was simply the remains of one of these balloons. To support his claim, Ramey showed reporters pieces of tinfoil, rubber, and string material that was vastly different from the unidentified debris Marcel had described. He also released a photograph of Major Marcel holding the supposed weather balloon debris, a photograph that would later become one of the most iconic images of the Roswell incident. The military's retraction was widely reported, and many newspapers published follow-up stories dismissing the initial flying saucer claim as a case of mistaken identity. For most people, the story ended there. The Roswell incident was nothing more than a minor embarrassment for the military, a case of overzealous reporting and a misidentified weather balloon. But for a small group of people, including Major Marcel, the retraction raised more questions than it answered. Major Jesse Marcel was not satisfied with the military's explanation. He knew that the debris he had collected from the Foster Ranch was not from a weather balloon. The material he had seen was lightweight yet indestructible, with strange symbols and properties that were unlike any known material at the time. He later recalled that the debris couldn't be cut with a knife, couldn't be burned, and when you crumpled it up, it would pop back into shape. This was not tinfoil or rubber. It was something entirely new. Marcel was also troubled by the way the military had handled the situation. The rapid retraction, the display of unrelated debris, and the pressure to keep quiet about what he had actually seen. He was told by his superiors to forget what you saw and to stop talking about the incident. Marcel, a decorated World War II veteran who had served with distinction, was torn between his loyalty to the military and his commitment to the truth. He knew that the public had been lied to, and he struggled with this knowledge for decades. It was not until the 1970s, when interest in the Roswell incident was rekindled, that Marcel finally spoke out about what he had seen, revealing the truth about the debris and the military's cover-up. The military's explanation of the Roswell incident as a weather balloon from Project Mogul, WS Chinese letter, plausible on the surface, but it quickly fell apart under scrutiny. Project Mogul was indeed a secret military project launched in 1947, designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests by sending high-altitude balloons equipped with microphones into the stratosphere. The balloons were made of latex and carried a variety of instruments, including radar reflectors made of aluminum foil and balsa wood. However, the debris described by Marcel and other eyewitnesses was nothing like the material used in Project Mogul. The Mogul balloons were fragile and easily destroyed, while the Roswell debris was durable and resistant to damage. The symbols on the Roswell debris were not present on any Mogul equipment, and the metallic sheets described by Marcel were not part of any known weather balloon design. Furthermore, Project Mogul records show that no balloons were launched in the Roswell area around July 2, 1947, the date of the supposed crash. The nearest Mogul launch took place in Alamogordo, New Mexico, on June 4, 1947, and that balloon crashed in Texas, not New Mexico. These inconsistencies cast serious doubt on the military's explanation, leading many to conclude that the weather balloon story was a cover-up, another key piece of evidence that contradicts the military's narrative is the testimony of eyewitnesses who saw more than just debris. While Mac Brazel and Major Marcel discovered the main debris field, other people in the Roswell area reported seeing a large object crash in the desert on the night of July 2, 1947. One of the most famous eyewitnesses is Sheriff George Wilcox's wife, Inez Wilcox, who later recalled seeing a bright light in the sky on the night of the crash, followed by a loud explosion. She said the light was not like a plane or a meteor. It was bigger, brighter, and it moved erratically before crashing to the ground. Another eyewitness, Floyd Proctor, a neighbor of Mac Brazel, S., claimed to have seen the object crash and later visited the debris field with Brazel. Proctor described the debris as metallic and unbreakable, and said he saw pieces that looked like they had been melted, and then solidified into strange shapes. Perhaps the most compelling eyewitness account comes from Glenn Dennis, a mortician who worked at the Roswell funeral home in 1947. Dennis claimed that on July 8, 1947, he received a call from the Roswell Army Airfield asking for small caskets and embalming fluid. When he delivered the supplies to the base, he was told by a nurse that the caskets were for small humanoid beings that had been recovered from the crash site. The nurse also showed him photographs of the beings, small, gray creatures with large heads and eyes, no noses or mouths, and thin, fragile bodies. Dennis was later threatened by military personnel to keep quiet about what he had seen, and the nurse he spoke with was transferred to another base shortly after. His testimony, along with the testimony of other eyewitnesses, suggests that the Roswell incident involved more than just debris. It involved the crash of a craft carrying extraterrestrial beings. In addition to eyewitness testimony, there is also physical evidence that supports the claim that the Roswell incident was not a weather balloon. Over the years, several pieces of debris said to be from the crash have been tested by scientists, and their results have been surprising. In 1994, a piece of debris that was allegedly collected from the Foster Ranch was tested by the University of New Mexico. The tests revealed that the material was a unique alloy of aluminum, magnesium, and other metals that was not used in any known military or commercial applications at the time. The alloy was also found to have unusual properties, including high strength and resistance to corrosion, which were not achievable with 1947 technology. Another piece of debris, tested in 2002 by a team of scientists at the University of California, Berkeley, was found to contain trace elements that are not naturally occurring on Earth, suggesting that the material may have come from outer space. While these tests are not conclusive, they add weight to the argument that the debris was not from a weather balloon or any other conventional object. The military's handling of the Roswell incident has also raised suspicions of a cover-up. In the days following the crash, military personnel cordoned off the debris field and restricted access to the area, even preventing local law enforcement from entering. Witnesses were threatened with legal action if they spoke about what they had seen, and many were pressured to sign non-disclosure agreements. The debris collected from the Foster Ranch was quickly shipped to higher headquarters, and no official records of its examination were ever released to the public. Even today, many documents related to the Roswell incident remain classified, despite repeated requests for their release under the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report titled the Roswell Report, Fact versus Fiction in the New Mexico Desert, which reaffirmed the weather balloon explanation and dismissed eyewitness accounts of extraterrestrial beings as misidentifications and hoaxes. However, the report was widely criticized for its lack of evidence and its failure to address many of the inconsistencies in the military's narrative. In 1997, the Air Force released a second report, the Roswell Report, Case Closed, which claimed that the eyewitness accounts of small humanoid beings were actually descriptions of crash test dummies used in military experiments. This explanation was even more controversial, as the crash test dummies in question were not used by the military until the 1950s, years after the Roswell incident. The Air Force's repeated attempts to explain away the Roswell incident have only fueled speculation that there is a cover-up, and that the truth about what happened in 1947 is being kept secret from the public. The Roswell incident did not gain widespread public attention again until the 1970s, when a series of books and documentaries reignited interest in the mystery. In 1978, ufologist Stanton Friedman interviewed Major Jesse Marcel, who finally spoke publicly about his experiences with the Roswell debris. Marcel's testimony was shocking. He detailed the unusual properties of the debris, the military's pressure to keep quiet, and his belief that the material was extraterrestrial in origin. Friedman's interview with Marcel was featured in a documentary titled UFOs, Past, Present, and Future, which aired on television in 1979 and introduced millions of people to the Roswell incident. In 1980, author Charles Berlitz published a book titled The Roswell Incident, which expanded on Marcel's testimony and included interviews with other eyewitnesses. Berlitz's book became a bestseller, and it helped to popularize the idea that the Roswell incident was a cover-up of an extraterrestrial crash. Over the next decade, more books, documentaries, and television shows about Roswell were released, each adding new details and theories to the mystery. By the 1990s, Roswell had become a global phenomenon, with tourists flocking to the town to visit the crash site, museums, and other UFO-related attractions. One of the most enduring theories about the Roswell incident is that it involved the crash of an extraterrestrial spacecraft, and that the U.S. military recovered the craft and its crew, then covered up the incident to avoid public panic and to keep the technology secret. Proponents of this theory argue that the unusual debris, the eyewitness accounts of humanoid beings, and the military's cover-up all point to extraterrestrial involvement. They believe that the U.S. government has been studying the extraterrestrial technology recovered from Roswell for decades, using it to develop advanced weapons, aircraft, and other technologies. Some even claim that the government has made contact with extraterrestrial beings and has been keeping this information secret from the public. While there is no conclusive evidence to support these claims, they have captured the imagination of millions of people around the world and have become a central part of the Roswell legend. Another theory about the Roswell incident is that it was a secret military project, not an extraterrestrial crash. Some researchers believe that the debris was part of a top-secret aircraft or missile test, and that the military covered it up to prevent the Soviet Union from learning about the project. One possible candidate is the U-2 spy plane, which was being developed in the 1940s and 1950s. The U-2 was a high-altitude spy plane that could fly at speeds of over 500 miles per hour and reach altitudes of over 70,000 feet. However, the U-2 was not test flown until 1955, 8 years after the Roswell incident, so it is unlikely to be the source of the debris. Another possible military project is the MX missile, but this project was not initiated until the 1970s, so it is also not a viable explanation. Other theories suggest that the debris was part of a secret weather control experiment or a prototype of a new type of aircraft. But there is no evidence to support these claims either. While it is possible that the Roswell incident involved a secret military project, the evidence suggests that it was not a conventional one, and that the military's explanation of a weather balloon is still the least plausible. There are also those who believe that the Roswell incident was a hoax perpetrated by Mac Brazel, Major Marcel, or other individuals seeking attention or fame. Proponents of this theory argue that the debris was nothing more than scraps of metal, rubber, and other materials that Brazel found on his ranch, and exaggerated to make it seem like something extraordinary. They point out that Marcel's testimony changed over time, and that some eyewitness accounts are inconsistent or contradictory. They also note that many of the claims about extraterrestrial beings and secret cover-ups emerged decades after the incident, when memories had faded and people may have been influenced by popular culture. While it is possible that some aspects of the Roswell incident were exaggerated, the sheer number of eyewitnesses, the physical evidence, and the military's own inconsistencies make it unlikely that the entire incident was a hoax. Mac Brazel, for example, was a respected rancher who had no reason to fabricate a story, and Major Marcel was a decorated military officer who risked his career to speak out about what he had seen. The idea that the entire incident was a hoax does not hold up to scrutiny. The cultural impact of the Roswell incident cannot be overstated. It has become a cornerstone of UFO lore, inspiring countless books, movies, television shows, and works of art. The town of Roswell has embraced its role as the UFO capital of the world, with numerous UFO-themed attractions, including the International UFO Museum and Research Center, the Roswell UFO Festival, and the Crash Site Memorial. Each year, hundreds of thousands of tourists visit Roswell to learn about the incident and to search for clues about what really happened. The Roswell incident has also had a profound impact on popular culture, shaping the way we think about extraterrestrial life and government cover-ups. It has inspired movies like Independence Day, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and Roswell, as well as television shows like The X-Files, which often featured storylines involving government conspiracies and alien contact. The incident has also become a symbol of skepticism, about government authority, with many people using it as evidence that the government cannot be trusted to tell the truth about important issues. Over the years, numerous investigations into the Roswell incident have been conducted by government agencies, independent researchers, and ufologists. In 1978, the U.S. House of Representatives held hearings on the incident, but no new information was revealed. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force conducted an investigation and released the first Roswell report, which reaffirmed the weather balloon explanation. In 1997, the Air Force released a second report, which attempted to explain the eyewitness accounts of humanoid beings as crash test dummies. However, both reports were widely criticized for their lack of credibility and their failure to address key inconsistencies. In 2003, a team of researchers led by ufologist Kevin Randall conducted an independent investigation into the Roswell incident, interviewing eyewitnesses, examining physical evidence, and reviewing declassified documents. The team concluded that the military's explanation was inadequate, and that there was compelling evidence that the Roswell incident involved an extraterrestrial spacecraft. However, their findings were not widely accepted by the scientific community, which remains skeptical of any claims of extraterrestrial contact. One of the biggest challenges in investigating the Roswell incident is the lack of official documentation. Many of the records related to the incident were either destroyed or classified, and those that have been released are often redacted or incomplete. The U.S. government has repeatedly refused to release additional documents related to Roswell, citing national security concerns. This has led to widespread speculation that the government is hiding something, and that the truth about the Roswell incident will never be revealed. However, there have been some breakthroughs in recent years. In 2012, a declassified FBI document was released that mentioned a flying saucer recovered in Roswell in 1947. The document, which was written by an FBI agent in Dallas, Texas, stated that the saucer was disc-shaped and that it contained alien bodies. While the document was later dismissed by the FBI as a second-hand account of the incident, it added fuel to the conspiracy theories. In 2020, another declassified document was released that showed that the U.S. military had conducted a secret investigation into the Roswell incident in 1947. But the details of the investigation remain classified. The eyewitness accounts of the Roswell incident are varied and often contradictory, but they all share a common thread. Something unusual happened in the skies above Roswell in July 1947. Some eyewitnesses saw a bright light or a large object crashing to the ground. Others saw unusual debris, and a few claimed to have seen extraterrestrial beings. While some of these accounts may be exaggerated or mistaken, others are compelling and consistent. For example, Glenn Dennis's account of being asked for small caskets and seeing photographs of humanoid beings is supported by the testimony of his wife, who confirmed that he had received the call from the military and had been threatened to keep quiet. Major Marcel's account of the debris' unusual properties is supported by other military personnel who were with him at the debris field. These consistent accounts suggest that there is more to the Roswell incident than the military's explanation of a weather balloon. Another important aspect of the Roswell incident is the role of the media. In 1947, the media played a crucial role in spreading the story of the flying saucer recovery, and their coverage helped to make the incident a global sensation. However, the media also played a role in perpetuating the military's cover-up, as many newspapers and radio stations quickly retracted their initial reports and published the military's weather balloon explanation without questioning its validity. In the years since, the media has continued to cover the Roswell incident, with some outlets presenting it as a genuine mystery and others dismissing it as a hoax. The media's coverage has helped to keep the incident in the public consciousness, but it has also contributed to the confusion and misinformation surrounding the event. The scientific community's response to the Roswell incident has been largely skeptical. Most scientists believe that there is no credible evidence to support the claim that the incident involved an extraterrestrial spacecraft. They argue that the debris was likely from a weather balloon or another conventional object, and that the eyewitness accounts of extraterrestrial beings are either mistaken or fabricated. However, there are a small number of scientists who are open to the possibility of extraterrestrial contact and who believe that the Roswell incident deserves further investigation. These scientists point out that the universe is vast and that it is unlikely that Earth is the only planet with intelligent life. They argue that the military's cover-up and the unusual properties of the debris suggest that there may be more to the story than meets the eye, while the scientific community remains divided on the Roswell incident. It is clear that the mystery has sparked a great deal of curiosity and debate about our place in the cosmos. The Roswell incident has also had a significant impact on the UFO community. It has become a rallying point for ufologists and alien enthusiasts who see it as proof that extraterrestrial life exists and that the government is covering up this information. The incident has led to the formation of numerous UFO research organizations, which are dedicated to investigating UFO sightings and uncovering the truth about extraterrestrial contact. These organizations have conducted countless investigations into the Roswell incident, and they have collected a wealth of evidence, including eyewitness testimony, physical debris, and declassified documents. While their findings are not always accepted by the scientific community or the government, they have helped to keep the mystery alive and to inspire future generations of researchers. One of the most interesting aspects of the Roswell incident is how it has evolved over time. In 1947, it was a minor news story that was quickly dismissed by the military and the media. the 1970s, it was reborn as a conspiracy theory, thanks to the testimony of Major Jesse Marcel and the publication of books and documentaries about the incident. In the 1990s, it became a global phenomenon, with Roswell becoming a popular tourist destination, and the incident inspiring countless works of popular culture. Today, the Roswell incident remains one of the most famous and controversial events in the history of UFO lore, and it continues to captivate the imagination of people around the world. The mystery of what really happened in the skies above Roswell in July 1947 has not been solved, and it is likely to remain unsolved for many years to come. There are many unanswered questions about the Roswell incident. What was the object that crashed in the desert? Was it a weather balloon, a secret military project, or an extraterrestrial spacecraft? Were there extraterrestrial beings on board the craft? Why did the military cover up the incident? And why have so many documents related to the incident been classified or destroyed? These questions have puzzled researchers, investigators, and enthusiasts for over 75 years, and they are unlikely to be answered anytime soon. However, the search for the truth continues, and each new piece of evidence, each new eyewitness account, brings us one step closer to understanding what really happened in Roswell in 1947. The Roswell incident is more than just a mystery. It is a reflection of our deepest fears and hopes. It speaks to our fear of the unknown, our curiosity about the universe, and our desire to believe that we are not alone. It also speaks to our skepticism of government authority and our belief that the truth should be told, even if it is uncomfortable or controversial. The incident has divided people into two camps: those who believe that the military is hiding the truth about extraterrestrial contact, and those who believe that the incident was nothing more than a misidentified weather balloon. But regardless of which camp you fall into, there is no denying the impact that the Roswell incident has had on our culture, our society, and our understanding of the universe. In the years since the Roswell incident, there have been countless UFO sightings around the world, but none have captured the public's imagination quite like Roswell. It has become a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that there are still mysteries in the world that we cannot explain. It has also become a symbol of hope, a reminder that we may one day make contact with extraterrestrial life and learn more about our place in the cosmos. Whether the Roswell incident was a weather balloon, a secret military project, or an extraterrestrial crash, it has left an indelible mark on human history, and it will continue to be studied, debated, and celebrated for generations to come. To truly understand the Roswell incident, we must look beyond the conspiracy theories and the government denials and focus on the facts. We know that Mac Brazel found unusual debris on his ranch in July 1947. We know that the U.S. military initially announced that a flying saucer had been recovered, then retracted the statement and claimed it was a weather balloon. We know that there are numerous eyewitness accounts of the incident that contradict the military's explanation, and we know that many documents related to the incident remain classified. These facts suggest that there is more to the story than the military is willing to admit. While we may never know the full truth about what happened in Roswell in 1947, the search for the truth is what makes the incident so compelling. It is a reminder that we should never stop questioning, never stop exploring, and never stop believing that there is more to the universe than we currently understand. The Roswell incident has also had a profound impact on the town of Roswell itself. What was once a small, quiet town in New Mexico has become a global destination for UFO enthusiasts and tourists. The town's economy is largely dependent on tourism, with countless businesses catering to visitors who come to learn about the incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center, which opened in 1992, attracts over 100,000 visitors each year, and it houses a collection of artifacts, documents, and eyewitness accounts related to the Roswell incident. The Roswell UFO Festival, held each year in early July, draws thousands of people from around the world, with parades, lectures, and other events celebrating the town's unique history. The incident has also become a source of pride for the people of Roswell, who have embraced their role in one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. Another important legacy of the Roswell incident is its impact on government transparency. The incident has raised questions about the government's right to classify information and to keep secrets from the public. It has inspired numerous freedom of information requests and has led to the declassification of many government documents related to UFOs and other sensitive topics. While the government still classifies many documents related to the Roswell incident, the incident has helped Chinese letter the movement for greater government transparency and accountability. It has shown that the public has a right to know the truth about important events, even if those events are controversial or sensitive. In recent years, there has been a renewed interest in the Roswell incident, thanks to advances in technology and the release of new declassified documents. In 2021, a team of researchers used drones and ground-penetrating radar to search the Foster Ranch for additional debris, but they did not find any significant evidence. However, the team noted that the area had been heavily disturbed over the years, making it difficult to find any remaining debris. In 2023, another declassified document was released that showed that the U.S. military had conducted a secret investigation into the Roswell incident in 1947, and that the investigation had concluded that the debris was not of terrestrial origin. While the document was heavily redacted, it added fuel to the conspiracy theories and suggested that the military has known the truth about the incident all along. The debate over the Roswell incident is likely to continue for many years to come. There are those who will always believe that the incident was a cover-up of an extraterrestrial crash. And there are those who will always believe that it was a misidentified weather balloon. However, regardless of which side you are on, there is no denying that the Roswell incident has had a profound impact on our culture, our society, and our understanding of the universe. It has inspired us to question the unknown, to explore the cosmos, and to believe that anything is possible. It has also reminded us that the truth is not always easy to find, but it is always worth searching for. One of the most compelling aspects of the Roswell incident is the testimony of the eyewitnesses. These are ordinary people who saw something extraordinary and who had the courage to speak out about what they had seen, even in the face of pressure from the military. Their stories are a reminder that the truth is often hidden in the accounts of ordinary people, and that we should never dismiss their testimony outright. Major Jesse Marcel, Mac Brazel, Glenn Dennis, and the other eyewitnesses to the Roswell incident have left a lasting legacy, and their stories will continue to be told for generations to come. The Roswell incident also raises important questions about the existence of extraterrestrial life. Are we alone in the universe? Is there intelligent life on other planets? These are questions that have fascinated humans for centuries, and the Roswell incident has brought them to the forefront of public consciousness. While there is no conclusive evidence that extraterrestrial life exists, the Roswell incident suggests that it is possible. It reminds us that the universe is vast and mysterious, and that there is still much we have to learn about it. Whether the Roswell incident was an extraterrestrial crash or not, it has inspired us to look to the stars and to wonder about what else is out there. In conclusion, the Roswell incident is one of the most famous and controversial events in the history of UFO lore. It began with a rancher's discovery of unusual debris in the New Mexico desert, and it quickly escalated into a global sensation, sparking conspiracy theories that persist to this day. The U.S. military's shifting explanations, the eyewitness accounts of extraterrestrial beings, and the physical evidence all suggest that there is more to the incident than the military's explanation of a weather balloon. While we may never know the full truth about what happened in Roswell in July 1947, the search for the truth is what makes the incident so compelling. It is a reminder of our curiosity about the unknown, our skepticism of government authority, and our hope that we are not alone in the universe. The Roswell incident has left an indelible mark on human history, and it will continue to captivate the imagination of people around the world for generations to come. It is a story of mystery, intrigue, and hope, a story that reminds us that the truth is always worth searching for, no matter how elusive it may be. As we reflect on the Roswell incident, we are reminded that the world is full of mysteries, and that there is still much we do not know. The incident has taught us to question everything, to keep an open mind, and to never stop exploring. It has also taught us that the truth is not always black and white, often shades of gray in even the most straightforward stories. Whether the Roswell incident was a weather balloon, a secret military project, or an extraterrestrial crash, it has become a part of our cultural heritage, a symbol of our curiosity about the universe, and a reminder that anything is possible. The search for the truth about Roswell will continue, and each new discovery will bring us one step closer to understanding what really happened in the skies above New Mexico in 1947. Until then, the Roswell incident will remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century, a story that will continue to shock, inspire, and fascinate people around the world. The Roswell incident has also had a significant impact on the way we think about government secrecy. It has shown that the government is capable of keeping large-scale secrets from the public, and that it will go to great lengths to protect those secrets. This has led to widespread skepticism about government statements on a variety of issues, from national security to public health. The incident has also inspired a movement for greater government transparency, with many people calling for the declassification of all documents related to UFOs and other sensitive topics. While progress has been made in this area, there is still a long way to go, and many documents related to the Roswell incident remain classified. This lack of transparency has only fueled speculation and conspiracy theories, and it has made it difficult for researchers to uncover the truth about what happened in 1947. Another important aspect of the Roswell incident is its impact on popular culture. The incident has inspired countless books, movies, television shows, and works of art, and it has become a staple of science fiction. From The X-Files to Independence Day, the Roswell incident has shaped the way we imagine extraterrestrial life and government cover-ups. It has also become a part of everyday language, with the term Roswell often used to refer to any mysterious or unexplained event. The incident has even inspired fashion, music, and other forms of popular culture, with UFO-themed clothing, music, and accessories becoming increasingly popular. The Roswell incident has become a global cultural phenomenon, and it will continue to influence popular culture for generations to come. In addition to its cultural impact, the Roswell incident has also had a significant impact on science and technology. The search for the truth about the incident has led to advances in fields such as astronomy, astrophysics, and aerospace engineering. Researchers have used the incident as a catalyst to study the possibility of extraterrestrial life and to develop new technologies that could help us detect and communicate with alien civilizations. The incident has also inspired a new generation of scientists and researchers who are dedicated to exploring the cosmos and uncovering the mysteries of the universe. While the Roswell incident may not have directly led to any major scientific breakthroughs, it has helped to spark a renewed interest in space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial life. The Roswell incident is also a reminder of the power of storytelling. The story of the UFO crash in Roswell has been told and retold countless times, each time with new details and interpretations. It has been passed down from generation to generation, and it has become a part of our collective consciousness. The story has the power to captivate, inspire, and intrigue, and it has helped to keep the mystery alive for over 75 years. Whether the story is true or not, it has become a part of our history, and it will continue to be told for many years to come. The power of storytelling is evident in the Roswell incident, and it is a reminder that stories have the ability to shape our understanding of the world and our place in it. As we look to the future, the search for the truth about the Roswell incident will continue. New technologies will be developed that may help us uncover new evidence, and new eyewitnesses may come forward with additional information. The U.S. government may one day declassify all documents related to the incident, revealing the full truth about what happened in 1947. Until then, the Roswell incident will remain a mystery that captivates the imagination of people around the world, a mystery that reminds us of our curiosity about the unknown, and a mystery that inspires us to keep searching for the truth. The Roswell incident is more than just a UFO crash. It is a story about hope, curiosity, and the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a story that will forever be a part of our history, and a story that will continue to shock and inspire generations to come. In the end, the Roswell incident is a testament to the enduring power of mystery. It is a story that has captured the imagination of millions of people around the world, and it is a story that will continue to be studied, debated, and celebrated for centuries. Whether you believe that the incident was a weather balloon, a secret military project, or an extraterrestrial crash, there is no denying that it has had a profound impact on our culture, our society, and our understanding of the universe. The Roswell incident is a reminder that the world is full of mysteries, and that there is still much we have to learn. It is a reminder that we should never stop questioning, never stop exploring, and never stop believing that anything is possible. The Roswell incident is the UFO crash that shocked the world, and it will forever remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. To further explore the nuances of the Roswell incident, it is essential to examine the key figures who played a role in the event and its aftermath. William Mack Brazel, the ranch hand who discovered the debris, was a simple man who had no desire for fame or attention. His discovery was accidental, and he was simply doing his job when he stumbled upon the unusual material. Brazel's testimony is crucial because it provides the foundation for the entire incident. Without his discovery, the Roswell incident would never have happened. Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who investigated the debris, was a decorated military veteran who was torn between his loyalty to the military and his commitment to the truth. His decision to speak out about what he had seen in the 1970s was a brave act, and it helped to reignite interest in the incident. Glenn Dennis, the mortician who claimed to have seen photographs of extraterrestrial beings, provided one of the most compelling eyewitness accounts of the incident, and his testimony has been a key part of the conspiracy theories surrounding Roswell. These figures, along with many others, have helped to shape the story of the Roswell incident, and their contributions should not be forgotten. Another important aspect of the Roswell incident is the role of the military in the cover-up. The U.S. military's handling of the incident was characterized by confusion, inconsistency, and secrecy. The initial press release announcing the recovery of a flying saucer was followed by a rapid retraction, and the military went to great lengths to discredit eyewitness accounts and to cover up the truth. The military's actions have led many to believe that they are hiding something, and that the truth about the Roswell incident is far more extraordinary than they are willing to admit. The military's cover-up has also raised questions about the extent of government secrecy and the public's right to know. Why would the military go to such great lengths to cover up a simple weather balloon crash? The answer to this question remains one of the biggest mysteries of the Roswell incident. The Roswell incident has also had a significant impact on the UFO community, which has grown exponentially since the 1970s. The incident has become a rallying point for ufologists, who see it as proof that extraterrestrial life exists, and that the government is covering up this information. The UFO community has conducted countless investigations into the Roswell incident, and they have collected a wealth of evidence, including eyewitness testimony, physical debris, and declassified documents. While their findings are not always accepted by the scientific community or the government, they have helped to keep the mystery alive and to inspire future generations of researchers. The UFO community has also played a crucial role in raising public awareness about the Roswell incident, and they have helped to make it one of the most famous events in the history of UFO lore. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to declassify all documents related to the Roswell incident. Many people believe that the public has a right to know the truth about what happened in 1947, and they have called on the U.S. government to release all classified documents related to the incident. While the government has released some documents, many remain classified, and there is no indication that they will be released anytime soon. This has led to frustration among researchers and enthusiasts who believe that the government is deliberately hiding the truth. However, there is hope that with the passage of time and the growing demand for transparency, the government will eventually release all documents related to the Roswell incident, allowing us to finally uncover the truth. The Roswell incident is also a reminder of the importance of critical thinking. While the incident has inspired countless conspiracy theories, it is important to approach the evidence with a critical eye. Not all eyewitness accounts are reliable, and not all physical evidence is conclusive. It is important to separate fact from fiction and to consider all possible explanations for the incident. While the extraterrestrial hypothesis is fascinating, it is important to remember that there is no conclusive evidence to support it. Similarly, the military's explanation of a weather balloon is also flawed, and it does not account for all of the evidence. The truth about the Roswell incident is likely somewhere in between, and it will require careful research and analysis to uncover. In conclusion, the Roswell incident is a complex and fascinating mystery that has captivated the world for over 75 years. It is a story of a rancher's discovery, a military cover-up, eyewitness testimonies, and conspiracy theories. It is a story that has shaped our culture, our society, and our understanding of the universe. While we may never know the full truth about what happened in the skies above Roswell in July 1947, the search for the truth is what makes the incident so compelling. It is a reminder of our curiosity about the unknown, our skepticism of government authority, and our hope that we are not alone in the universe. The Roswell incident is the UFO crash that shocked the world, and it will forever remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time. As we continue to search for the truth, we are reminded that the world is full of mysteries, and that there is still much we have to learn. The Roswell incident is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, and it will continue to inspire and fascinate generations to come.